Well, hello, everyone. This is Charles Kapoor, President CEO of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce, and I'm pleased to be joined today by with Oliver Bergeron from CI Destinations. CI Destinations has been a terrific partner here at the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce for many, many years in working with us to set up some extremely interesting, exciting travel destinations at just unbelievable prices. And it's been a few years since we've been able to partner together, but really excited to once again be working with Oliver and the team at CI Destinations for our next chamber travel trip scheduled for 2024. So as you are thinking about your next getaway and looking at where you want to go, do something a little bit different, something unique, something unforgettable, we want to be able to share this information with you, have you think about it, and hopefully choose to travel with the Greater Reston Chamber and CI Destinations. So without further ado, Oliver, please let me turn it over to you.
Great. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate you inviting me out tonight. And hello, folks, friends and family of the Chamber. My name is Oliver Bergeron. I'm the owner of CI Destinations. And before we jump into the amazing French Riviera, let me just give you a little refresher about what CI Destinations is all about. So CI stands for Chamber International Destinations, and we exclusively work with chambers of commerce with their travel programs across the country. And I'm really thrilled to be able to say today we currently enjoy a 98% repeat business ratio. And the main reason for that is the difference is in the details. When we put together our programs, we make sure, number one, we're staying in great hotels in great locations. And when when we're visiting the French Riviera, we're spending 7 nights in Cannes, in a centrally located 4-star property that got some images I'm going to share with you, but it's just incredible. So, hotel selection is important. Another thing that puts us on the upper echelons of travel is our programs are fully tour managed. You don't have a different guide every day. You have the same tour manager meeting you at the airport in Nice, and they're going to be with you every day. Sure, they're going to act as your tour guide, but they're going to take it a step above that. And their role is to be your own personal concierge. So they are there to, enhance and breathe to life an incredible experience in the south of France. So tour, hotel selections, tour management. These are all details that make up a great trip. Now let's jump into traveling to the south of France. We're departing March 19th of 2024. So you can put that on your schedule. And we'll be flying out of Dulles, flying into Nice, into the French Riviera, the Côte d'Azur, the amazing coastline along the Riviera you will fall in love with. Upon arrival in Nice, you'll be met by your tour manager, and she'll be with us every day of the trip. She's there to act as your own personal concierge, in addition to, of course, a fantastic tour guide, making sure we're taking in all the highlights. We'll be traveling via deluxe motor coach, and our motor coaches are typically 3 years old or newer. And we'll be staying at the Great Eden Hotel. And location. But first, let's show you a couple of shots of the interior. It's got a nice indoor swimming pool with a spa, and as well as a little fitness room. But right along the hotel is La Croisette, one of the beautiful walking promenades adjacent to the harbor, as you see here. And Cannes is home to the world-renowned film festival, which is held every May. It's been going on since 1946. I mentioned the La Croisette Harbor. This is the harbor, which is only a 3-minute walk from our hotel. And this program actually has the perfect balance of structured tours and leisure time. One of the things that I love to do is, we have included a hot American buffet breakfast every morning. And one of the things I'll do is after breakfast, I'll grab a cup of coffee. I'll stroll along the beach or along the La Croisette Boulevard, The tours typically start at 9, so it gives me a little morning time to myself. And this time is always a highlight for our travelers. On our first day, we're going to take a little boat ride, and we're going to go to St. Honorant. It's the second largest of the Larian Islands. It's about a mile offshore from the Riviera. And it's approximately, a mile and a half in length and maybe 400 meters or so wide. But it's like you're walking back in time in the typical cobblestone streets as you see here. And I mentioned having the nice balance of structured tours and leisure time. Well, that is possible because we're in a position where we're unpacking one time. So you can get out and enjoy, maybe take in a game of bocce ball. But when you unpack one time, it's always nice to point out the traveling distance. You know, like from Cannes to Nice, it's maybe a half an hour. Cannes to Monaco, it's about an hour away. Cannes to Grasse, it's about a half hour. So it's so nice to know that you're not on the coach all day to get to your destination to only experience for a few hours. You're not even on the coach for about an hour in most cases. And it's just a great way to travel. We're also going to be taking in the region of Grasse. And Grasse is home to where 98% of Europe's perfumes are actually made. So we're talking about perfumes and the flowers and the fragrance. We're actually going to see and tour a working perfumery. We'll learn what essences make up Chanel No. 5. Usually over there's 100 essences that make up your typical perfume. And an essence is the signature of each flower. You're going to learn that the flower region, what a huge impact it has on the commerce of the south of France. From Grasse, we'll venture over to Mougins. It's a quaint walled city, as you see here, and we're going to Mougins specifically for the dining experience. This evening we'll have dinner is included at the Mougins restaurant, and you'll have fantastic views of the Riviera below. So I mentioned meals, you've got breakfast daily. You actually have 2 lunches and 3 dinners. So it's pretty heavy on the meals. And the meals, this is one area where your tour manager will truly shine, in that if you're looking for something special, she'll give you that direction. You know what I haven't mentioned is our tour managers actually live in all of the destinations that we cover. The next day, this is another great day. We're going to go into Monaco. And Monaco is a sovereign microstate in Europe. It's surrounded by 3 sides of the Mediterranean and 1 side France. It's less than 1 square mile, and it's about half the size of New York Central Park. And right in the center is the Grand Casino. Sean Connery called this home while he was filming 007. Now, if you're looking at this image here, you may think, gosh, this must be just one incredible car show. This is your typical parking lot at the Grand Hotel Casino, which you see here. And again, Monaco is less than an hour away from our hotel. Another thing that is famous for Monaco is the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. And this has been running since 1929. Of course, it took a break during World War II, but it's has an amazing impact on the culture of Monte Carlo. It's a famous Formula One race, and it goes through the streets of Monaco and Monte Carlo. Well, also, so we're still in Monaco, and here we're going to tour the 19th century Romanesque St. Nicholas Cathedral. It was actually consecrated in 1875. It is the resting place of Grace Kelly, who married Prince Rainier in 1956. On September 13th, 1982, while driving to Monaco, Princess Grace Well, she suffered a stroke and ultimately crashed her car and died in the hospital the same day. She's actually buried within the grounds of the St. Nicholas Cathedral. French Riviera is also buried there. So now we're going to move over to the Grimaldi Castle, which is still within the area of Monaco. And we'll see the changing of the guards, which happens promptly at 12 noon. And I absolutely love the Grimaldi Castle. It's sure to be a highlight. And if you're anything like me, as you go through the program, you want to figure out which day is the highlight. And my goal is for you to go through the program and actually have every day be the highlight. And one of the things that attributes that is the fact, and I'm really driving this home, the fact that we're unpacking one time and venturing out every day. And anytime you unpack one time, I always give our travelers little hints. I always go shopping my first day, and I'll go ahead and I'll buy a case of water and some snacks and whatnot. And then when I go out on tour each day, I throw a couple of bottles of water in my backpack and I'll be good to go. That little hint will, believe it or not, enhance your experience. You will get thirsty and you'll think, gosh, where's the group going to be in 10 minutes? Let me go find a little shop, purchase a bottle of water and meet up with everybody. But if you just go shopping your first day, that little hint will truly enhance your experience. So after Monaco and Monte Carlo, we'll now venture back to our hotel. And then next morning, we're going to venture over to Saint-Tropez. It's a wonderful city on the French Riviera, right on the Azurean coastline. And artists have been coming to Saint-Tropez in the south of France since the early 20s. We'll have some time for an afternoon lunch while we're touring in Saint-Tropez. This was dubbed the playground of the jet setters, fashion models, and millionaires. Now, I got to tell you, this is going to be a goosebump experience for everybody. So after we've toured Saint-Tropez, we're actually going to get off the beaten path, off the highway, and we're going to go to, well, it's quite often forgotten, a World War II landing site. And it's the landing beach of Dromont. And it still today shows traces of its history. It's here that 20,000 GIs from the 36th Texas Infantry Division established a beachhead. And it was here on August 15th, 1944. And this will be a touching highlight for everybody. This is the first time I experienced it. Was a tear-jerking experience, and it's so reverent, and it's just loved how the French folks value of the Americans. And this experience is, like I said, it's going to be a goosebump experience for everybody. We'll have some free time to enjoy Saint-Tropez, really taste the culture. And that's, when you're on a tour that has that perfect marriage of structured tours and leisure time. Of course, we're in a nice wine region Saint-Tropez will be traveling through. And then we'll make our way back to Cannes, where this afternoon we'll have some downtime to explore on our own, whether you go back to the promenades or through the walking antique districts down to the shoreline. It's a great pace. Now we're going to go to one of my all-time favorite places on the Riviera, and this is St. Paul de Vence. It's picture book medieval village, and it's a very small medieval village that dates back to the 16th century. It's fortified by a wall that wraps around in a circular fashion the entire village of St. Paul de Vence. And artists really called St. Paul de Vence home. It's here where You would have Picasso called it home, Chagall, Matisse, just to name a few. And they came to the south of France because of the colors in the sunset. The next day, we're going to go over to San Remo, Italy. It's a town on the Italian Liguria, the Italian coast, and it's Provence in Liguria. And here you'll have the open air leather markets that just resonate Italy. Of course, we'll take in the church of San Remo while we're on our city tour. And every day we have the same tour manager taken care of. And what our travelers tell me, they said, gosh, Oliver, you know what I love about your trips is that everything you say happens, and it happens to a T. And the best thing about this is what I'm told, the best thing about our trips is, the only thing I have to do is pack my bags. All the details are taken care of for our travelers. All you have to do is pack your bags and make your flight. And upon arrival, you don't have to touch your luggage once again, once you get to the hotel. I got off the topic here. So here are the streets of San Remo. And all throughout the south of France, it is so clean and pristine, yet it clings to its history and heritage. So after San Remo, then we go back to our hotel. I'm right in Cannes, 3 minutes to the beach, 3 minutes to the promenade, all by walking, of course. And it's just a great place to call home. The next day, we're going to venture over to Nice. And Nice, well, it's just about 30 miles away from our hotel. And when I said artists have been coming here for the hue in the sunsets, the colors in the sunsets, they say there's 1,000 colors in the sunsets on the south of France. And people always say, gosh, Oliver, do you do a lot of shopping on your trips? And I am not a big shopper by any means. I always like to purchase things that remind me of my experiences. Here in Nice, you'll meet the local artisans. And in my office, I have, when I was there on my first trip, gosh, 20 some odd years ago, I purchased a half a dozen of these paintings, and they hang in my office. And when I've had one of those days, you just wish the day was over, I can look at those and go, God, I absolutely love St. Paul. I've got St. Paul de Vence, I've got Monte Carlo, I've got Cannes, all hanging in my office, and just amazing. They just those are the type of shopping experience I like. I like to relive all the highlights as I take in the pictures on my wall or the paintings on my wall. One of the attractions in Nice is, of course, the Negresco Hotel. It's a 5-star, 5 Michelin hotel. And the open air markets are definitely something to experience. The weather this time of year, you'll be in the high 60s, low 70s, great traveling weather. People, I said, well, what should I wear? Are there themed nights or formal nights or things like that? Resort casual attire. No need for a sport jacket or a tie, or Levi's, capris, Docker pants, knit shirts. So we're still in Nice, and we're also going to be touring St. Nicholas's Russian Orthodox Cathedral, consecrated in 1912. It's the largest Russian Orthodox cathedral outside of Russia. And if you walked in on the presentation right now, you might just think we're talking about Moscow. So on our last night, this is a great night, because what I love about our chamber travel programs is we start off with, not everybody knows everybody, but by the end of the trip, we are all one big Reston Chamber of Commerce family. We've all experienced the south of France together. And we always end our programs with a farewell dinner where we rehash our experiences. Everybody shares their highlights. Everybody's highlights are entirely different. But now we have established the Reston family, and it's a great farewell evening. And unfortunately, all good things come to an end. So what we do the next morning, we bid farewell to the south of France and our new family member, our tour manager. Some of us will even shed a tear as we say goodbye. We board our flight back home, back to Dulles and back to the United States, bidding farewell to the south of France. And well, that in a nutshell is, let's start the video. There we go, is the south of France. And now what I'd like to do, well, Charles, I'll open up to you. If you have any questions or if you'd like me to go through questions that I commonly get, I can do that if you prefer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. I mean, the information you walked through is fantastic. The photos you shared, I really think driving home the fact that this trip is designed for you to stay at one hotel and with a reasonable amount of travel each day, be able to visit such a variety of different sites and experiences. It really is an interesting proposition here with your package. So I'd love to know, maybe why don't you drop some of the FAQs that you typically take from interested travelers, and let's talk about that.
Sure. So some of the most common questions I get are, gosh, I've got a friend or a cousin in Seattle. Can they join us, or do they have to fly to Dulles to meet the group, or how does that work? And folks, 33% of our travelers did something custom last year. So if you have a friend or family that wants to fly from a different airport, simply have them write the word custom on the back of the reservation form. My team will reach out to them and build their custom trip. But I'm amazed at the people that are customizing these days. And customizing doesn't limit yourself to just flying from a different city, but maybe you want to spend a few nights in Paris, or maybe you want to go to the Amalfi Coast afterwards, or jump over to Ireland. We have travelers that do exactly what they want to do. And that's what I love about our company is I truly want our travelers to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And once they learn how easy it is, it's so fun to look at the customizations and the combinations of things that people have done. So that's a little bit on customizing. Another common question I get, well, Oliver, what can you tell me about travel insurance? I highly recommend travel insurance. I recommend a company called TravelX, but regardless of the company, do a little research and purchase some travel insurance for your own benefit. Travel insurance covers with TravelX, cancellation. It covers your immediate family. So let's say something happens to your immediate family, they aren't even on the trip. You can be flown home on TravelX's dime, or you can cancel and get your money back on TravelX's dime. Things happen, and it's always nice to have that coverage, and it's really at a very affordable rate. Do I need to have a passport? You need to have a valid passport. It needs to be valid for up to 6 months upon your return. Let's see. Can we upgrade? Can we use airline miles? You can upgrade. You can use airline miles. If you have a preferred air carrier and you want to book American, you can. You'll actually get a credit back. So whatever the group ticket costs, you'll get a credit back, whether it's airline miles or however it may be, but you'll get a credit back off the value of the trip. So oftentimes I'll have a traveler that has 1 million American miles. Maybe they go purchase their ticket, but whatever the group ticket off, it's just discounted back so that they get a reduced rate. That works out very nice, and travelers love that flexibility. Let's see. Weather, what's the weather like? High 60s, low 70s. And don't have to worry about the jacket or suit and tie or things like that. Resort casual attire. Is there a lot of walking on the trip? I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being challenging, this is a 3. The best way to seed most of these areas, we'll have a full comprehensive city tour, but then you do want to explore them on foot. Our typical travelers are typically 45 to about 75, 80 years old, somewhere in a mix there. If you deposit by July 31st, you actually save $100 per person. Well, how do you deposit, Oliver? How do you register? Complete the registration form on the back of the brochure. It's actually on the Reston Chamber of Commerce website. And you download that, complete that, send it in to Charles, and he'll forward it to me. We will then send out a confirmation packet welcoming you to the trip, frequently asked questions, passport information, travel insurance information, and all in that welcome packet. I think one really great thing to point out when you're looking at the south of France and you're looking at this itinerary, all the tours I mentioned are all included in that price. There's no optional trips, no additional fees or things of that nature. All those trips are all included in that $34.99 price. A lot of people have been on cruises where they have excursions and whatnot, and there's always additional charges, not with the south of France or with CI destinations.
Fantastic. Great point to raise. And yeah, just to reiterate again, the partnership between CI Destinations and the Great Western Chamber is that the registration will route through our office. We have a dedicated page with all of this information, the brochure, the outline of all of the various stops that Oliver just highlighted. And if you would like to register for the trip, you would complete the form, leave your deposit with the Greater Western Chamber. We'll coordinate with Oliver and his team. And you can even come into the office. We have hard copies of the application as well. So if you don't have an opportunity to download it off the internet, you can come to our office and we can get you a hard copy as well. Again, the price is $34.99, but Oliver, you mentioned a $100 discount if you make a deposit by July 31st.
Correct. So if you deposit by July 31st, the early bird pricing is $34.99. After July 31st, the price does increase by $100.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, certainly do your research, take a look at the information, the number of days that you're there, the quality of the hotel and the travel, your tour manager, the meals, all of the different sites. And if you were to do this on your own, you're not going to get a price like this. That it's really an amazing package that we're able to offer because of the relationship that we have with Oliver and CI Destinations. And again, Oliver, remind everyone about the dates of the trip.
So the trip departs March 19th of 2024. It's 7 nights and it comes back, let's see, the 27th.
Fantastic. So right in the beautiful part of the spring season on the French
No, it's
Riviera.
incredible time to go to the south of France. You'll be home just in time for Easter.
Excellent. Well, Oliver, I think we've covered a lot of information here. I know that not only with your narrative explanation of the trip, but the beautiful photos that you shared with us is really inspiring. And again, for anyone that's watching this video, you can go to our website at restonchamber.org. All of the information is there. Of course, always reach out to the staff here at the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. We can get you all the information that you need. Definitely encourage everyone to sign up early, put that deposit in. Oliver, I'll get the information for your recommended travel insurance provider. We can include that on the page as well. I think that's certainly a great resource for our folks.
Absolutely. In fact, if you go onto cidestinations.com in the upper right corner, there's a travel insurance tab and it tells you all about TravelX.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Well, again, thank you, Oliver, for your time. Thank you again for the opportunity to partner with you on our annual Chamber International trip. Really excited to get back into traveling with our members, their family, their friends. Could not think of a better destination for us to visit in 2024 than the French Riviera and all of those beautiful cities. And look forward to answering questions that folks may have and partnering with you early next year.
Great. I sure appreciate it, Charles. Thanks for inviting me out tonight. And if you guys have any questions, my toll-free number is on the bottom right page of that brochure. Feel free to give us a call.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
All right. Take care, Charles.
Yep.
Bye-bye.